Hello and welcome to R&DW Adventures. I'm Renee.
And I'm Daryl. Today we are at the Dossin Great Lakes Museum for our little adventure. This is a nice little, and a little is kept relative, museum, also managed by the Detroit Historical Society. But this one focuses on really maritime and the Great Lakes, but Detroit as well.
And Detroit River, it is on Belle Isle in Detroit.
So a couple of things that you need to know is because it's on Belle Isle, you do need the state park passport to get onto the island.
Yes.
And if you're going to come here, it is $5 if you're not a member, and members are actually free, which if you're a resident of Detroit,
I think you're also free.
You can also get in for free, and I think the membership is actually free as well.
I think so.
So a couple of things to check out, but it is a great little museum. A lot of stuff on the Edmund Fitzgerald, including a lot of things in this really great grounds area that they have, and they do some memorials every year here for the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Right.
But let's head in and check it out.
So when you first come in the museum after admissions and all of that, you're in the Gothic Room, which was actually mostly original structure taken from the Detroit 3 cruise ship that took people either from Detroit to Cleveland or Detroit to Buffalo. And this room was once 3 times this size and about 18 inches taller. They had to make it shorter to fit in here, so now it's like my size.
After the Gothic Room, you end up in a theater where you can watch a couple of different movies off of basically a DVD player about the Detroit River and Belle Isle itself, all set in what should be the cargo hold of a freight vessel.
Next room is really cool because it has a lot of history of the riverfront itself, what it was used for, who lived here, all the name changes. After you watch the movies in the room before, it kind of tells you how some of the names came about.
That hall progresses kind of through several stages. It starts with the original Native American living off the land stuff, moves into more of an industry with a bunch of hands-on exhibits. Mm-hmm. Then we get into more the cruising and eventually into the recreation, including Boblo Island.
That was fun.
And in the Boblo Island thing, there's a bunch of cards so that you can share your recollections of Boblo Island. And it occurs to me, probably most of the folks coming through here aren't going to remember anymore, because when I was in middle school, I think it was, is when AAA sold Boblo to Six Flags, and it was only a couple of years after that.
That it closed. Right?
Yeah. And it closed, and now it's like a private island-ish with, I want to say there's like 150, 200 private luxury residences on the island. But it was a really cool park.
It was the affordable, like...
It was like a Coney Island for our area. But all of the school groups went there. Both of us took the steamships. They had 3 boats that went from Detroit to Boblo Island, like the Columbia that they have the model of here. Right. And I
remember wanting to go on the top.
Yeah.
When it, you know. It was cool.
And I always loved watching the boilers with the steam engines going.
That's probably why we didn't see each other on the boat.
No, well, we were at different schools.
I know.
But yeah, it was like the annual rite for kids.
Absolutely.
Going to Boblo.
And lucky if you got to go there extra in the summer.
But it does also continue on past that to a lot more interesting stuff. So the next hall has what I think are the prized possessions of this collection. One being this very cool periscope from the USS Tambor, which was a World War II era submarine. And you can actually turn it around and check out the Ambassador Bridge, check out the channel. But if you head up these stairs behind me, or up another set of secret stairs, you're actually in the pilot house of the William Clay Ford, one of the sailing ships, or freight ships I should say, that actually responded to the distress calls from the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Alright, so now we're in the pilot house, and this is like one of my favorite rooms, even though it's not operational right now except for the one radio we're not allowed to touch. You can see everything. When you look around later, you can see it's like a rounded front, all windows, and it's also really cool to watch other ships pass by.
Then below the pilot house is a whole nother collection of really cool things, including this Edmund Fitzgerald model with the Edmund Fitzgerald floating and sunk. Very cool thing to check out. But there's also a simulator for getting a sense of what it's like to pilot a ship like the William Clay Ford. For our final stop today, we're in the Maritime Miniatures exhibit, which is a limited time engagement here at the museum. It's been extended a few times, but who knows for how much longer.
Right.
But it is really cool because there's a bunch of the models for actual like RC control. So they're functional models. There's a bunch of the models that were just built as, you know, models to have on your shelf.
Some of them are train sets.
Yeah, part of train sets. And we like the one from St. Clair.
Yes.
Because we were actually on that lightship. So it gives you a better sense of really how tiny that ship is compared to being on it and how cramped it was.
Because I think everything in here is to scale.
Yes.
Scale models.
Yes.
It's very cool.
So all scale models, there's some scale hulls, that kind of stuff as well. But in all, this is a really fun way to spend a couple of hours on any day. Best to really come when the shipping channel is open, just so you get to see some ships go by.
We saw one.
We did see one while we're here, but it's it's a nice trip out here. So make sure to check out their website for more information, and check out our channel icon down in the corner. But if you like the attraction kind of stuff, we've got a playlist over in the other corner that's all attraction videos.